places, they are like this. Here, if you pack this one, it will become like this one. Last time we found a lot of headache. People will put them anyhow. When you are packing them, it should come out like this. So, so how we are going to use it? Let me give you. Yes, instruction.
Now which language should I speak? And Logwara, English. Who can remember my name? Yes. Can we appreciate him? Which means the person knows my name, but I refuse to also mention it. I just remember those our introduction to PGM. Because the peer group recap, that's why I've written here recap on learning through play. Anyway, I play matters. How do you answer it? Spark lifelong learning through what? Learning through play. In any language, yes.
Learning through play, I can never do it. I'm
learning through play. What does it mean? As soon as the anger, the knowledge is different, it must be applied. We should let our children know how to learn through what? Play. And they should love it so that they're able to own the knowledge they are getting through play.
Yes. Yeah. I often learn to play
You see that? Now I've left my brothers and sisters from South Sudan. Are you comfortable with the local language I'm speaking? Learning through play mean. Somebody told us the method of teaching or learning something through play. Any other version? He or she is using for learning, isn't it? That's one. Yes.
It makes a child benefit in many ways.
Like
physical,
partial of what? The play itself. Any other? Yes. It makes them to know each other. They relate well, isn't it? As in they are one on next year. Yes.
It also creates relationship.
It creates relationship, isn't it? Yes. Just the way we created relationship the other time while we were here, isn't it? They should be guided so that they're able to know what this game is going to drive them to, isn't it? And then it should be conducted in a safe environment. So those are some of the elements of learning through play. So it's just a reminder for you. But we are going to have an activity. I hope we have this. Okay. Finally, you come.
And then you find most men prefer it because it's prepared as a maloa.
Yes. It brings more income. It is more expensive than cassava and matoke, isn't it?
It also has iron, which makes our body strong.
It has iron, which makes our body to be strong.
Sweet potato is our sweet that is also common. When you go to the market, you can get it.
How many? 6. Why have you chosen that?
The reason is As we grow very fast.
PTA meeting, we say each child must bring his manager. Even for the teachers, if the teachers to come in, go to sensitize the community, don't steal teachers' items. Teachers are teachers. So you provide security and safety for both the school attendants and the teachers themselves. That is the small summary I wanted to put. I know because we have already known levels, we already trained, that was the key. Is there any question about the roles? Yes.
Yeah, I think members, why I asked this question, yeah, if you look at our sub-county river, we have staffing gap. Each and every time we are crying, we are raising our concerns, but they are not taken positively. I asked this one purposely. Why we are here, we should know why we are here. As we shall be going back to our various schools, let us go and sit down and then plan to recruit more. There are senior 4 leavers, senior 6 leavers who are idle there at home. Let us bring them on board. The little we budget, we appreciate them. Thank you so much.
Guided, done in a safe environment. Are you together? Yeah. So we are really applying the concept of learning through play in our meeting here. And this is the same thing that we expect our teachers in the school. Are you together? I earlier on said that we did training for teacher continuous professional development meant to strengthen school-based CPD activities. And as we speak, we already have CPD committees in all the schools that we are coming from. And these committees are heads of subjects. These committees comprise of heads of subjects, the school head teacher, deputy, senior teachers, heads of directors of studies, head of department, among the others. Are we together? At least we have 7 teams on the ground. And 7 teams have moved on to form what we call peer learning groups. Peer learning groups. And these peer learning groups do conduct peer group meetings. Are we together? Yeah. Teachers under one subject, they come together. For instance, mathematics, all the teachers in a given school, for instance, Tika Primary School. All teachers from Tika Primary School who teach, who handle maths, they come together. All teachers who handle science, they come together in their peer groups, peer learning group. This is to enable the teachers sort out issues that affect the smooth teaching and learning of that given subject. If they find that, say in primary 4, certain things are not being done well, they will come. What is that not going on well? How can we handle this? Are you together? So it becomes very easy for teachers at school-based level to handle their issues, which later on will help children or improve on the teaching and learning, the delivery, and at the end of the day, children will learn better. Are you together? Yeah, because of this, therefore, we've seen that it is also very important for us as school management committees or community leaders to support the teachers in their peer groups. Are you together? There are other things that we can also do as our community leaders, as senior, no, as SMCs or CMCs to promote learning through play in our schools, while we work closely with the peer group members. Are we together? So we have done a lot. We are going to have sessions where we're going to
have a group work on that. All that we have discussed this morning, we looked at why this meeting. We looked at recap on learning through play. We had hands-on. We had a session on learning through play where we did using the Lego bricks, data collection using the Lego bricks. This is to awaken our understanding on the concept of learning through play and as well the use of Lego bricks. And based on all that we have covered so far in this session, do we have anything we can say before we move on to? Is there anything that you want to put forward? Is there anything that you want to say following what we have discussed since morning up to this time? If so, let us utilize this opportunity and you tell us. Put it clearly that this method, play matters, or learning through play, applies to all classes, whether it's ECD, whether it's pre-primary or no, whether it's pre-ECD, lower class and upper class. It applies to all. We strongly believe that when children participate in learning process in a playful way, they get to learn that concept much better. Are we together? Just like we had seen during the data collection. I'm confident that all that transpired during that activity, we have mastered them. Are you together? Even if we go back home, we still have the fresh memory. It's the same thing that also applies to the children. When they learn in a playful way, it will make them to learn much better with all the associated, with all its associated importance, just like we have seen. So this one here does not only cater for only ECD, it caters also for primary school-going children, P1 to P7. Are you together? Yeah.
Yes, there is maybe to add on that. There is a difference between play. There is play for pleasure, isn't it? For enjoyment. But this time we want the child to understand the content the teacher is giving to the what? To the children. Yesterday I was somewhere and the teachers were teaching about the letters of the what? Of the alphabet. But they wanted the children to get those letters very well. So they used the play and they were using songs, isn't it? That I am letter A and my sound is this, isn't it? And even when the children were going back home, they were singing. So you see, it is remaining in their what? In their head. They were going home. Now we are also teaching about the colors, isn't it? We are teaching that. You can ask them, have you ever seen anything red? Yes. When I cut my wound, the blood comes and is red like what? He already knows what red is, isn't it? So, but through play, they are learning the color and it is remaining in their memory, isn't it? And they will never forget. So that's why I say learning through play, we have to get materials for the children to touch, isn't it? Hey, the teacher is teaching, this is a book. This is a book. The teacher doesn't in the what? In the classroom. And the children are saying, this is a book. This is a book. But they don't know what a what? A book is. So teacher says, yes, today we are going to learn new words. And one of our new words is book. Book. Can you say with the teacher? Book. Book. This is a what? A book. This is a book. Do we all have books? Yes. Can you put your books up?
Yes.
Children know that the word books is related to this object, what? Book. Because I'm relating the word to the word. Children will sing, number one, where are you? Here I am. They don't know what number one is. Are you seeing that? Yeah. So we are bringing, the teacher can what? Have a cutout of number one, isn't it? Or you can use even children in the classroom and you give them the tags of number 1 to what? To 5. And you tell them, go and sit in the, they sit in the classroom. Then you begin singing. Number 1, if they sing number 1, the child, if she recognizes that this is number 1 and I'm having number 1, she will say, here I am, will know number 1 looks like this. And if it is 1, it is 1. If you are showing number 2, you can have the number 2 and 2 objects, isn't it? 2 objects, which means number 2 has how many things? 2 things. Number 3, where are you? They will have 3 what? Objects. Are you seeing that? So you relate the number symbol to the 3 what? Objects. Are you seeing that? They are doing it through play. For me, I come from Zongo. And I remember those days when we were young, we could sing. Neither did I know that is learning through play. Then we could sing that Akelo mother is calling you. Can I sing in my language? They said, Akelo meruwangiyo kwelu cheko. Akelo meruwangiyo kwelu cheko. And then mucheke mukometi mupapa. Achela yo makelo adega like that. They can 1, 2, 3 get like that. And it was fun to the children, isn't it? Those traditional plays for teaching mathematics, for teaching English, it makes students what? To learn. Eh? But teachers in the classroom, you find even a baby class. Today we are learning English, vocabulary words. The child doesn't know. So for us, those students learn through what? Through play. Power the materials. Yesterday the teacher powered very many materials. And say, can you identify for me the letter A? When the children identified A, say, teacher, the A is here. The sound is it? And it was wonderful, isn't it? Because we are involving the children. Teacher, don't go and write on the blackboard and tell children, you read, finish. Another one, when you say, can you do for me this? All children are failed in the classroom. Why? You have been the master of the class, isn't it? You are the most clever person in that class, isn't it? And yet you can dig out the talents of the children in the classroom by involving them in the classroom what? Activities, isn't it? For you who started early, for me, I read the Nile English course. Up to today, I remember the first conversation from the first page up to the last. Because my teacher was wonderful, isn't it? He involved us in reading those conversations, we practiced and we all played in the classroom. Can we do this to the children in the class? Members, we are going to learn. We help our children learn. You know, our children here have gone through a lot. So when you bring too much academic work in the classroom, they get tired, isn't it? That from your work, you are prison. Because you are talking too much in the what? In the classroom. Be a guide. Design activities for the children, give them materials, move around to support them. Okay, no, what are you doing? He said, I'm building a tower. You are building a tower? Yes. I see. How do you do it? You show them. If they are not doing well, you support them, isn't it? You go to another group. Let children work in groups, isn't it? Yes, they will support each other. Briefly, that's what I can see. It's not the other play for pleasure, isn't it? Kicking football. No, this one we want them to get the academics, the subjects, the different learning what? Areas. I can take care of myself for proper growth and what? Development. I can take care of my ear. Are you seeing that? So you take them through the process of taking care of the what? Of the ear. Show them how to clean their what? Their ear. Tell them we don't push objects in our ear. If we push objects in our ear, we are not going to listen, isn't it? The children are doing it practically. And when they say, the teacher say, I can take care of my what? Ear for proper growth and what? Development. If I don't take care of my ear, I'm not going to grow well, isn't it? I'll damage my ear, I'll not be able to listen, and I will be deaf. So the children will do these life skills and what? And value. Even if, when they go back home, you see the child is, why are you doing that? My teacher told me, we did at school that we should keep our ears clean, we should brush our teeth. Do you know some children don't brush? Yeah. They come, their mouth is dirty, saliva, what, they have not cleaned the nose. We have to train these children, self-care. Self what? Yeah. Self-care. Our children should take care of themselves. They come to school when they are what? They are clean. If she wants to urinate, if she can only say, teacher, please teacher, may I go out? And we should train our teachers to have love for the what? For the children. And we should know the children, they are what? they are teaching. That's why LTP is saying, looking at inclusion, well-being, and gender, isn't it? In inclusion, all children, whether it's dirty, whether it's what, is an introvert, we should all attend to what? To them. Well-being. Appreciate the learner, isn't it? If you say wonderful, you are amazing, you are nice, but don't say you are stupid like your father. When you are teaching it, the child will go back home. She will stand like this. Have you got the what? And the father. And then the father will say, what is the problem? He said, there's nothing. Next time again he comes, the father said, Daddy, are you stupid? That's why that the teacher said, you are what? You are stupid. So even if you are teaching, the child's memory will go that I'm stupid like my what? My father. Okay? You are not catering for the well-being of the what? Of the child. Say, well tried, their efforts. I know they are not perfect, isn't it? Yes, they give their answers according to what they want, they understand. But don't shut them down, isn't it? He said, very good, well tried. Next time, better. Can you give him flowers? Even this, you say today, my teacher gave me flowers and said, next time I'm going to try. So I'm going to try until I what? You ride the bicycle. I know I can. I know. You see how when you're riding the bicycle, I know I can. I know. Don't say I wish I could. I wish I could. Is it okay? Thank you very much. I think we have understood about learning through what?
Let us appreciate that in a very special way. We are giving our flowers, okay? Yes. Can we start collecting? Yes. How about the purple one? Then the white one? Can you usher her with the flowers? Thank you very much. Maybe something to add on to what you are saying. So we are saying that we can use learning through play for all levels. But what matters is now the play that you're organizing for this child. At what stage is this child? Okay? Like if we're doing mathematics for those who are in infant class, it's 1 plus 1 will be 1 plus 1 equals to 2, isn't it? When you're in the nursery on ECD, you even know what to do as a teacher who has been trained, okay? But otherwise, it cuts across all the levels, both the pre and then the primary, isn't it? All right. I think that's what I wanted.
Only say 3, 4, 2, caregivers. Are you together? And because of this, therefore, we cannot bring on board, we cannot form a group, a peer learning group in that situation. Who will now supervise who? However, in a situation, say we had 10 or 11 ECD teachers in a given ECD center, they would apply. We would maybe bring on board 4. Are you together? These 4 can form a committee. We will later on elect to monitor the 5. Okay, the 7. Are you together? You can bring 4, then these ones here will monitor the rest. But in a situation we only have 3, including the head caregiver. Now we will supervise who. And because of this, therefore, in our previous training on CPD committees, we are only able to bring on board 1 person per ECD per center. And these are the head caregivers. With the belief that they will work together with other TOTs to support the other teachers down in the ECD centers. Are we together? Yeah, that is it. But in a situation which I said many ECD teachers who are going to also establish this. But much as we will not establish, I'm confident that the presence of TOTs will support the teachers in the ECD. Then I say developmental phase in ECD, whatever. The peer, just like we have seen, subjects. The ECD has 3 section levels, not so. We have a baby class, middle class, top class. Are we together? Yeah, and these are also areas that can be brought together to form a peer learning group. For instance, if say Tika 4 ECD, we had say 4 teachers or 4 caregivers per stage. Say baby class we had 4, middle we had 4, or we have 4, and then top 4.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine, and you?
What's your name?
I'm called Santos Juruga.
Santos.
Juruga.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Sir, briefly, where do you come from?
I come from Mvenga Primary School. I am the SMC chairperson for that school.
Yes. SMC chairperson. We are looking at this project at the inception. All of you, the SMC, the PTA, the school management, everybody had a role to play to see that you bring up a wholesome pupil. What are you supposed to do during this project?
Yes, during this project, I, as a member of the SMC committee, I have a number of roles to play, among which include joining hands together with the teachers to see to it that learning is inculcated into plays for the easy absorption by the children. And then more so, I also have a role of monitoring from time to time how that progress is done and where there are challenges to again come together with the teachers to try to address the challenges where necessary so that learning through play in the school is effective.
Yes. Besides ELECO bringing some of the learning materials, what you as SMC and your members, what have you been able to do to mobilize the teachers to see that they also avail some materials from the community, from elsewhere, to see that learning through play is effective?
Yes, what we have been able to do is to create awareness right from the school itself and up to the community level, to see that the parents even take part in making these play materials using the available, the materials that are available in the community. So that's what we have been able to do, awareness creation. Yes, on the importance of play and on the fact that teaching or creating that awareness to tell the parents that play is important for children, and in fact through play children can learn things that they will never forget in their lives. So that is what we have been able to do.
And at the inception of this project, there were observations of pupils not turning up for school. What have you done in areas of mobilization?
Yes, we have been able to do go back to school campaigns on behalf of the project. The project gave us megaphones in the schools so that when it is 1 week to schools opening like this, we use these megaphones to move in the communities. There's a door-to-door campaign where we reach homes to encourage parents to send children back to school on the first day of the school's opening. And I am proud to say, from third term of last academic year to first term of this academic year, in fact, if we are to compare the turn-up of pupils at Mvenga Primary School, even last Monday, I had a meeting of parents for P4, I mean P5, 6, and 7 at the school. My deputy was proud to say, when he had in the news over the FM stations which are locally here, when schools in the cities were reporting the turn-up in the first week of the school, his school, the population he had at the school was actually for more than 5 schools. So that has been a great change. Our pupils are now able to turn up to school on the first week of the school opening like this. Unlike in the past where they used to think The first week is meant for compound clearance and what have you. But this time around, they are able to come to school at once.
Great, that's great. Yeah, learning through play has challenges. Sometimes the number is overwhelming, and some of the things like grouping the pupil, the learners, trying to avail all material to all the learners becomes a problem. So, as school management, how are you doing? What are you doing to see that you help these teachers?
Yes. For the first time in the history of my school, we have been able to now divide certain classes into 2-3. Like as I speak now, classes from P1 to P4. Like P4, I have 3 streams. P3, 3 streams. P2 and 1, we have 2 streams each. This was in fact an idea that came in as we were trying to group these children into learning through play. So it is true, even when one of our facilitators was presenting there and saying how we can engage these children to do plays in the class, we have had challenges, and these challenges still persist, that in certain classes, if we were not to break the classes into streams, the teacher has nowhere to move. The teacher has nowhere to move. But we have made an effort. Lucky enough, our school has a good number of classrooms, except for some few that need some renovation. But so we are able to still continue with that and break those other lower classes into streams. And unlike in the upper classes where the numbers are manageable. Yes.
Good, that's good. So as you come for this feedback meeting, what are you going back with?
I'm going back with the fact that we need to keep on that effort and sustain it, even if this project is to come to an end. Then as a community and community leaders, we should be able to join hands together to see to it that learning through play is a continuous thing in our school. That's what I'm going with. One big message that I'm taking back from this feedback meeting.
How have you been able to mobilize other stakeholders in the school to see that you work together?
We have been able to mobilize them by passing information to them, telling them about the importance of encouraging our children to learn through play and joining hands together, not only at school, but right from home. Because there are those traditional plays that we took for granted, or many parents took for granted. But this time they're able to know that if we can encourage these children and organize those plays better, these children can know things that they should have learned from the class there, even from home. Yes, that's how we have been able to do it. Thank you, please.
So, how are you?
I'm very okay.
Yeah, briefly, what's your name and where do you come from?
By names, I'm called Dramati Samuel, the school management committee chairperson for Eden Primary School.
For Eden Primary School?
Yes.
So, briefly, how did you, as school management, how did you understand learning through play?
In fact, in the first place, I would really want to congratulate to ELECO for having come up with this strategy of learning through play in our school. From the concept I learned from learning through play, this is a methodology used to aid learners with the knowledge by applying that aspect of play activities in class.
Yeah, it is not easy to apply these play activities. How have you been helpful to Eden for primary school teachers to see that they get these teaching aids?
In our school, like currently we have been empowered, we have been given knowledge by ELECO, particularly on learning to play activities, and we are able to support them through making available local materials so that they aid these learners with knowledge in their various classes. So currently, we as the SMC of the school, we support these teachers by making local play materials in school so that they teach the children with them.
Do the teachers have sharing moment with you, like on their challenges? And if there are challenges, what have you discussed with them, and how are you going to intend to solve them?
Yeah, in fact, all activities, there are always challenges, and most especially in Eden Primary School, the most challenge that the teachers have been sharing with us as we have our sharing meetings is that Eden being a settlement school, the number has been greatly there, especially in our school, and they had been raising a challenge of classroom aspect, because in having these activities with these children, at least the number of children you have should be minimal so that play activities catered by all of them. But now there are moments where, since we have limited facilities in the aspect of classroom, some of these activities were not happening the way which they had been planning. And we as now executive committee of the school, we are now at least bring that aspect of grouping these children and dividing them into streams so that this activity happens smoothly in the school.
That's great. Where do you see the standard of these schools when you look at this initiative, learning through play?
Learning through play, I think if it is implemented like what Eleku is doing right now, I'm seeing in future our children will understand better than like they understood before, because the level of understanding my children in Eden Primary School is having now has a great difference with the one we have last year.
We hope by the end of this year you might even get more grades, first grades than what you got last year.
Definitely we shall have improved the performance in the school in the aspect of grading.
I thank you very much.
Welcome.
Committee continuous meeting with the group, PGM group members. That's going to take place tomorrow at the center. That's the first item we have come up in our plan. The focal people will be all the CMCs and the caregivers to be included in the meeting. Then the second activity shall be having monitoring and the support supervision. This is going to be done on a weekly basis at the city center to ensure LTP programs run smoothly. Then the other item, we shall be having evaluation of resources or materials. This one is going to be on a weekly basis through the help of parents and also CMCs, then not forgetting the community at large. It's going to happen on a weekly basis. That was also to ensure the LTP program to run smoothly in our center. The fourth activity, we shall be having offering or guiding or counseling sessions. This is to our caregivers, especially when issues will arise at the center among the caregivers, or when issues also will arise among the CMC also. We are going to plan offering guidance and counseling program. It's going to happen on monthly basis or weekly when it calls upon it. The venue of this thing will happen all in the ECD section. The last item will be ensuring the safety of children at the ECD. That is true. We are going to make sure the area where the children are going to learn should be safety, should be clean, should have no interference. This one is going to be spearheaded by the CMCs and the caregivers also. So these are the few activities we have come up with due to time factor, but more will come when we shall be on the ground. Thank you.
You can refine the. Are you together? Yeah, but thank you so much for what you presented. Anybody wants to say anything on this presentation?
primary school work plan for supporting peer group meeting. We best, as listed here, our first activity that we are going to do is a planning meeting. We have a reason why we want to plan for that meeting is to know the groups and their respective leaders. That is the basically reason we want to plan for meeting. Then the resources that we are going to use. One, we shall focus on time. We shall have books and pens. And then who are responsible for this activity? All the CMC committees. And then when shall we do that? That's the 4th of March 2014. The second item that we are going to do is monitoring. Why do you want to do monitoring? Is to assess the impact of LTP. Whether it's impacting positively or negatively. That's what we are going to see. And then also we are going to use the same resources. That is one of them is time, the book, stock pen, and then we, as the committee members, the personnel, we shall be also part of that resource.
Caregivers, CMCs and PSGs. Then the third one is mobilization of resources, which is going to take place on it. Resources which are needed, data community radios, then the local materials for making materials. The responsible people, the same people here, even though we have written one, but these are the same people who are going to do that. Then the fourth one is monitoring, which is going to take place on it, 18th of this. We need the resources, we need books, pens, then the responsible people is the same people. Even though we have not put here the objectives, I know objectives are necessary, just because of time factor we do not put them. Those are things which we are going to look in our centers, we are going to put them. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask either you want.
Thank you so much. For time reasons, allow us stop there. Thank you so much. Allow me.
This is for the purpose of improving learning, teaching and learning in our schools. And just as he said, we identify the crucial issues, isn't it? We are trying to make the learning environment enabling for the what? For the children. So let us take this very serious. Some of our facilities at school can be handled by us, the members of the community and the parents, isn't it? Let us not wait for maybe for the donors to come and do this. Like digging the trench, if the water is flowing into the classrooms, can't we mobilize and dig and raise the wall and we put the soil a bit up so that we make a way for water to flow, isn't it? So we want to improve on the teaching and learning of children so that children learn in a enabling environment. And let us abide by what we have done. And each activity you have done, there should be documentation, isn't it? Because when they are coming to monitor, they are saying, did you do this? I did. What is the evidence? Isn't it? They need evidence of the work which has been done. So there when you say, this work plan was saying on this day we did this and this. Where is the documentation which is saying that we have done it? So document your things, isn't it? So that when they ask you, you show the evidence. For those people who can capture the pictures, artifacts, isn't it, of the activity you have been doing also, it is very good. It's going to support, say that this work has been done. Just as Dennis says, some people say we shall do will not come, and we shall continue lagging behind. I thank you so much. I submit.
Thank you so much. As you're going to edit this thing, you look at the activities that you have enlisted and see whether it is supporting PGM or not, all right? Because we still have an opportunity of editing this and coming up with something which is much better than what has been presented here. And then the issue of timing. Some of these activities are one spot, isn't it? But some are continuous. So as we are going to have this timing, we can say maybe monitoring on, but for the schools, maybe on a timely basis, isn't it? We can have it on a timely basis. And then we can have, maybe the planning meeting is only once. That can be dated. Because when you look at some of this mobilization of resources, not once, isn't it? It is a continuous one. So let's say maybe it is on a timely basis or on a monthly basis so that we continue with these activities. It should not be a one-spot activity that we are going to do. And then somebody had raised concern in Venga that they were talking about only the CMCs, the SMCs and CMCs. Why not the PGMs? I think the PGMs are the target groups, but they are not the responsible persons, isn't it? So the PGMs are the target groups, the persons we are going to meet. But the responsibility is for you, the CMCs and the SMCs. I think that's the little I want to say.
What plan? Some items are missing, but you have already realized in each school, you know where you have missed. I hope everything is put here, corrections are already here for you. You just go and work on it, and then you follow it. Because we shall also come for monitoring. Monitor you people. Whether you are following what you have written, we shall also come. The monitoring continues. Everybody is monitoring. You are monitoring other people. Well, meanwhile, we are also monitoring you people. So monitoring is going on. So I thank you very much. By these few words,
SMC members around here, CMCs. I'm called Daganyeli Richard, Councillor Host. And at the same time, I'm Chairman of Social Services for Ribas Sub-County Local Government. I have nothing much to say. I want to congratulate Elechu and congratulate you people also. We are with you here. This is, I think, the third. So it has been a pleasure on my side to see that we are all equipped in the education sector. I remember one of my colleagues said he raised a concern here about staffing gap. So that is a matter, and it should be our role that when we go back home, we have a teachers association, if they can come together and push the idea of having support staff in the head teachers meeting, and it is forwarded to the district. That one is going to be the way. You as the SMC don't go and force your head teacher that we should have support staff. You are going to be in collision with the district, either the sub-county. Because let us do things, it must be accepted from here up to the higher level. So I have nothing much to say. The knowledge we have acquired here, let's go and put it into practice. Those who are employed, those who are teaching, those who are helping our children, they are given the morale. Like they said here, don't go and finger point at teachers, at caregivers. You know your role. And politicians also, let's not go and harass people. By all this, I say,